I want to demonstrate the importance of timing today. Right here we have Tucker. He's a chocolate lab pup who just within the past month, I believe, has he's still got his stomach is shaved and his front legs have shaved spots, if you can see. He just had to have surgery to remove something that he had ingested from his body. So, pretty serious stuff. So he is a dog that has the tendency to just eat anything and everything that's within his reach, regardless if it's on the floor, on the counters, whatever. So right now he has a 6-foot leash dragging, and that's just so I can get a hold of him and control him if he's trying to run away or do anything. But right now I'm not going to have that in my hand. You may be able to see he does have a training collar on, but I'm not using that right now. He's just getting accustomed to having that on. So all I'm going to be doing is using sound and timing. That's it. No training tools are going to be employed in preventing him from putting stuff in his mouth. And this is strictly to demonstrate the importance of timing. Now, training tools are great, and they're able to help us communicate in different ways and amplify our communication when that's needed. But timing is of the utmost importance. So I want to demonstrate. I'm going to just throw some stuff on the floor that he should not put in his mouth, and I'm going to make a sound. And he's still new here, so I've not spent a whole lot of time with Tucker. I've not kind of figured everything out about him right now, so I might be experimenting with some different sounds to kind of see what he responds best to. But I might clap, I might stomp on the ground, I might just use a vocalization in the exact moment that it's appropriate. And I'll talk about this as I go along. So let's see, I'm just going to grab some paper towels and some tissue to start. Sorry about that. And I'm not going to make a big fuss about this. I'm not going to like call him over and show him what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going to leisurely drop this stuff so that he doesn't necessarily realize I'm baiting him. Because dogs are smart, right? He'll pick up on that. If he thinks he's being baited, he's going to be cautious. I'm just going to, I got a little pad of paper also. So there we got a little tissue. Ah! Good. So as soon as he put his mouth on there, sorry if you couldn't see that, I just made that vocal sound and I stomped on the ground. And he dropped it. Okay? So, timing. When we catch our dogs in the act of something, in the moment of thinking about something, then we can correct the thought before it becomes an action more times than not. So if we're watching him, good boy, if we're watching him and we can get our timing right, if we can interrupt his thought process when he's looking at that tissue and he's thinking, I want to put that in my mouth, right? If we can correct that, the thought, I want to put that in my mouth, that's a lot easier to get him to stop that behavior than if he's already got it completely in his mouth, he's chewing on it. And if you think about it this way, hey bud, good boy. Sorry, my video got cut there. So I think what I was saying was trying to give an analogy. So like, let's say you went over to your friend's house and you sat down on their couch, and after 15-20 seconds, like, it started to burn. Let's just say that. The couch just started to burn you for whatever reason. Like, it would take you a few seconds to try and figure out, like, is it the couch that's burning me? Should I get up? Yeah, maybe I should get up. Okay, I'm going to get up, right? Like, it's going to take you a little bit to think about that, and there's a lot more thought processing that needs to happen than if you sat down on that couch and immediately you got burned. right? If that was the case, you'd sit down on the couch and you'd get right up. It would not take you 1 second to figure out that's the good choice. So this is similar to when our dogs are already in a behavior that we're trying to curb versus they are in the act of actually taking the step to do that thing. So with Tucker, right now, what we're talking about is eating things. And so let me take that to the next level when I'm talking about interrupting the thought process. Let me see if I can find something else I can just put down that he should not have in his mouth, like electronics. Okay, so I'm not going to make it super obvious. I'm going to wait till he's not looking, then I'm going to set it down. Or he might go for it while I'm holding it. That! Good boy, good boy. You want the ball? Go ahead. Good boy, good boy. So, all I did was make a verbal sound. And I was able to prevent him from putting the charging cable in his mouth. And then afterwards, just following up on the formula for success, I wanted to give him a proper alternative, which was a dog toy. And then praise him for doing that action, for playing with something that he should have in his mouth. So, like I was saying, if when you went to your friend's house the next time, let's say the next week after you got burned on this couch, you went over to your friend's house and you sat down on the couch again and immediately got burned, right? Okay, now you're starting to create an association. This is not just a fluke thing. There is some sort of pattern here. I'm not exactly sure what it is maybe yet, but the better my timing is, the more clear that is. Now think about this. The next day you go to sit on your friend's couch, and as soon as you walk into the living room and you look at the couch, you get burned, right? So now we were able to prevent even being burned. Well, we're getting closer to prevent even getting burned, right? Like we are creating the association, the negative or positive association with said item. So, and we prevented even sitting on the couch because our thought process was interrupted, right? So if Tucker walks over here and tries to put this pink leash in his mouth or this tissue, I'm going to correct the thought before it becomes an action if I know that he's going to do it, right? So the more you watch your dog, so now he's sniffing, he's right, and I don't want to correct that because that's not a bad thing, right? He can sniff, he can look, he can take interest. If I don't allow him to take any interest, it becomes kind of this forbidden thing, and then dogs can be rebellious and they cling to forbidden things, just like us humans, right? Anything that's forbidden is more interesting. But if he's able to explore it and decide that he doesn't want to put it in his mouth, great. Now it's not an interesting thing. It's not the forbidden thing. So if I don't feel like he's going to put his mouth on something, I'm not going to correct him for checking it out. But the more you watch your dog, the better you will be at cueing into what they're thinking and when they're getting ready to take an action. So as soon as if he's smelling the leash or the tissue, like he's going to be at a specific distance when he's sniffing. When he starts to open his mouth and move his head forward, that's one indicator that he's getting ready to put it in his mouth, right? And there's several other things, and each dog has oftentimes their own little tell before they do something. So the more you watch your dog, the better you'll be able to cue into that. But hopefully this makes a little bit of sense. I feel like this is more of a rambling video, so let me know if I can clarify anything, but just demonstrating the critical importance of timing, regardless if you're using tools for training or just a leash or just your voice, just your body language. Timing is so critically important. So I think I've only corrected him twice verbally and with sounds, and I've got this paper, charging cable, paper towel and a tissue, and you know, there's some shoes, there's a bag over there with trash in it. So there's a lot of stuff within his reach, kind of right in his face, that he could be putting his mouth on that he shouldn't be, right? These leashes on the ground, he shouldn't have those in his mouth. And I've only corrected him twice. Hey, leave him alone, bud. Good boy. I've only corrected him twice verbally, and he's not even taking interest in the stuff right now. So, is this battle over? No, far from. But this is definitely progress, and I would say it does demonstrate the point that timing is absolutely critical, because he did put the this paper towel in his mouth, and I got him to drop it immediately. So he's definitely got interest in this stuff, and if he would have gotten that paper towel and been able to rip half of it off and eat it, then my success with curbing him away from the other things would have been much less. So again, hopefully this is helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, you want me to do another video on this topic, more demonstration and more examples, and hopefully my human analogies made sense. Those were made up on the spot, so hopefully they made sense.